Hi everyone, welcome back to Raw FPL. So in this one, it's the Game Week 6 team selection. So I'll first go over how I did in Game Week 5, and then I'll go over some of the transfer talk. Obviously, there is a lot of talk about Wildcard in this week as well. So I'll go over kind of some of the pros and cons of that, because I am debating it. I think I'm leaning towards not Wildcarding now, but I'll discuss that in this video, and then I'll show you the team selection for Game Week 6. So if you do like this one, please do drop a like, and please hit subscribe if you're new, and let's jump into it. So looking at Game Week 5 first then, before we look into Game Week 6, and starting goal, Henderson, he finally returned. I'm not too happy with him still, but again, I'm just not going to make a transfer on him, unless, I do wildcard. I think I'm just going to keep him. Everton away, that's a fine fixture. Obviously Liverpool, Forest, Spurs, Wolves, and then Fulham. They're kind of quite mixed, but I just don't want to make a transfer. The obvious one to go for would be Raya, but he does look like he's picked up a bit of a knock, so we'll have to see. I think he'll be fine, to be fair, for the weekend. But if you are on wildcard, I think Raya's probably the one I'd go for. And then you've got Flecken as well, they've got some pretty decent fixtures coming up. So I'd probably look for Raya if it's a 5.5, 5.6 goalkeeper. And then if you want a 4.5, I'd go for Flecken. But yeah, 9 points. He finally gets the clean sheet. So yeah, happy with the 9 points. We'll definitely take that. Then moving to defence with Guardiola. 1 point. So again, fairly disappointing. But towards the back end of that game, I mean, it was a weird game, wasn't it? With obviously Arsenal going down to 10 men and just completely blocking them for pretty much the whole 45 minutes. But Guardiola, he was playing as like a second striker at times. If you watched where he was going, and he had 2 shots that Raya did save really well. But another day, one of those goes in, and then he's on 7 or 8 points. So yeah, Guardiola. I think he's probably the most, I wouldn't say nailed because he's a Man City defender, but he's out of the defenders, he's probably the one who's more secured for minutes, and they have got this nice run of fixtures coming up. So I think Rico Lewis could be a shout, but Guardiola, I'd say, will get more minutes, and hopefully he's a bit more attacking. So yeah, Rico Lewis for 4.7 mil, I think is definitely worth a risk if you're on wildcard, but just have a backup in case, because he's a Man City defender. He's not. You can't say that he's nailed or anything. But yeah, I do quite like him, and he's I think he's at 4.7 mil. I think he is. So he could be really good value. But yeah, Guardiola, the 1 point. I'm happy to continue having him. The good fixtures. And yeah, he's probably the most secured for minutes in that Man City defence. And then Mazraoui, clean sheet again. I'm happy to have him. I don't know how it ended 0-0. That game, but yeah, 0-0. He got the clean sheet. Spurs at home, it's not the best fixture. I'm not expecting a clean sheet there. Neither am I against Aston Villa, but after that, there's some definitely clean sheets available there. So I'm happy to keep him. And he's only 4.6 mil. Obviously, I got him at 4.5, so I do quite like him. The only thing is Luke Shaw, if he ever does come back from injury, he could slot in at left back, which means Dalot could be at right back. So one to kind of watch there, but again, it's not worth a transfer. I think he's still fine for now. And then Robertson, getting the clean sheet. I have actually already made a transfer, which I'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, Robertson, he has been the transfer out. But again, if you had to keep him, then it's fine. You could have Wolves and Palace, the 2 pretty good fixtures. But yeah, backline in general did okay. Guardiola the only one to blank. And then into midfield, Eze again. He's getting into good positions, and I think he is. The points are coming. So Everton away again. It's a good fixture, so I'm happy to keep him, but he's definitely been underperforming. Yeah, look, XG again 0.5, 0.46, 0.45. They're good. They are good numbers. So I think the points are coming with Eze. It's a bit unfortunate he's probably lost penalties, but Mateta did go off quite early, so Eze would have been on penalties then. So yeah, I mean, he's against Everton. Hopefully he can return there. So obviously he's been a bit of a disappointment, to be honest. He's obviously playing in that number 10, but he's just been a bit of a disaster. Ideally, I want to upgrade him to probably Mbeumo, but Wolves and then Palace, again, he's fine to have. But yeah, I definitely would like to try and get rid of him eventually, but probably not this week against Wolves. And Smith Rowe, unfortunately, the bonus point system, they do kind of take a while to come in now. And Smith Rowe, he was on 9, but he's been demoted to 8 now. But yeah, for his value, he's just so good. He's getting good positions, and he's got Forest next. I mean, the fixtures are fine. Forest, I mean, Man City is obviously not good. Villa, again, I expect Fulham to get chances. Everton, Brentford, Palace, Wolves. So, again, I mean, I got him 5.5, so he's just a good enabler as well at that price. And then Captain Mo, I definitely could have done with some more points from him, but a lot of people will be looking to sell him on. So I'm kind of tempted to keep him, to be honest. You know, having Mo Salah as a differential and a differential captain, if I do choose to do that, it's pretty. It does sound quite good, but I'll talk about that again in the next section. Then up top we've got Solanke. He finally gets some okay returns, 6 points there. And then again, he's got on Wildcard. I probably would have him in. Man United, Brighton, West Ham, Palace, Villa, Ipswich. They're pretty good fixtures, and I think he will do well at Spurs. Haaland, don't need to say too much about him. If you've not got him, you just need to get him in. 15.3 mil now, so he's quite expensive, but he's just worth it, and he's so consistent. Another 9 points. And Isak, he has gone down now to 8.3. He just doesn't look as good. And then obviously he's got Man City next. Everton and Brighton, pretty decent fixtures after. But as you can see from this team, there's a lack of Arsenal. So I'll just talk about kind of my thoughts on Wildcard and my future transfer plans. But yeah, overall, 65 points, not too bad. I feel like I've had pretty okay weeks, nothing like too good, nothing too bad. Just kind of ticking along. But yeah, up to 2.1 million, which again, I think just all it takes is one good week. And yeah, I've sort of mentioned it. I am thinking of quite a good differential captain. So I'll just talk about that in the next section now. So again, just going on to FPL.team, again, completely free, just literally Google FPL.team, and you can use it to do future planning. On this one, I have actually done the Robertson out to Gabriel before the price rise, so it does say there minus 0.1, when actually I've got nothing in the bank. I did it before the price rise. So yeah, Gabriel is in, really good fixture, and Leicester, we do, I mean, historically we've definitely done bad against set pieces, and Gabriel is just a bit of a monster in the air. So having Gabriel, Leicester at home, it's kind of a win-win. If Leicester score, then I'm obviously happy because I'm a Leicester fan. If we don't, then I guess Gabriel, he'll get the clean sheet. So yeah, Gabriel, that's the transfer that I've done. So I've now got one free transfer to go. And as I said, I do have 0 in the bank, not minus 0.1. So there's a few things I can do. Obviously, initially I was going to do a wild card, but I kind of think, it looks pretty good for this week. I've got Salah, Sobosai, Eze, who I probably wouldn't have, and Henderson, who I wouldn't have on wildcard. But then they've all got really good fixtures this week. Obviously, Salah playing the bottom of the league, and defensively they're not doing very well, Wolves. So I am really tempted just to keep him. So what I do instead, obviously, there's a lack of Arsenal. I've got Gabriel. I'd then probably just do Isak out, and I would get Havertz in. So that's probably what I'd do there. So then I'd have, obviously, Havertz in attack, Gabriel in defence. The only one I'm really missing is Saka. So I could potentially do Salah to Saka. But as I said, I quite like, Havertz will give me some cover. And also Salah is going to be quite a bit of a differential, especially if I captained him, which I am really tempted just to put the armband on him, because if he goes off, then, all it takes is Haaland to get... I mean, Haaland probably will score, but if Salah gets a brace, then it could definitely shift me up the ranks. Or it could go horribly wrong, Haaland will get a hat-trick probably, and then I'll be back down to like 3 million. But no, Salah as a differential, it's really, really tempting. And I just think the wildcard, like, realistically, I could get the team that I wanted for a -4. So I'd probably do this. This is for this week, and then next week. So if we go to the next game week, so again I'll have 0.2 in the bank there. So this is for next week, and even then it doesn't look too bad. Obviously, I've got Salah against Crystal Palace, so I could even potentially keep him for this, but I'm not sure. I would Yeah, I would quite like Umbuemo as well, which I don't know how I can get him. So the one thing I could do, I could potentially sell Salah then, so I'd get Saka probably. So I get Saka in there, and then I'd have so much money in the bank to play around with. So, I mean, I could do Eze, or I could even do Smith Rowe up to Mbeumo. So that's definitely something I could do, and that would obviously be for a -4, or I could just not do the -4. Um, so yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm kind of thinking right now. I'm kind of thinking, I'd probably realistically do Eze because he's got Liverpool as well. And then I'd do. So again, it would be a -4, and I'd still have 2.4 in the bank. So that would be that week. And then game week 8, I just think it looks pretty good from game week 8, to be honest. So I don't know when I'd play my wild card. Also, though, I do really like Leicester's fixtures. I mean, look at these fixtures here; they're just so good. And even before that, so if you go back to game week 7, so I would quite like Vardy, Bournemouth, Southampton, Forest, Ipswich, like those fixtures. I mean, even after that, they're pretty good. So I would quite like Vardy, but maybe I'll just wildcard later. I think I'll change the whole structure, have Vardy and Haaland up top. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking for now. So I'm kind of thinking game week 6, I will, as I said, I've already done Robertson to Gabriel, so that's done. I'd do Isak to Havertz, and that would be my 2 free transfers used. So then it would be Henderson in net against Everton, good fixture, so I don't feel like I need to change that. Guardiola against Newcastle away, again, they've been pretty good, so happy to have that. Mazraoui, Tottenham at home, he's not the best one, but again, it's pretty attacking, so that's fine. Gabriel against Leicester, happy with that. Eze against Everton, good fixture, so I don't know, it just seems silly to get rid of Eze before that fixture. And then Szoboszlai and Salah, they're playing the bottom of the league in Wolves, so it seems silly to get rid of them. Smith Rowe, fine. I mean, it's away, but Forest, that you could definitely do something there. And then Solanke, Man United. I mean, them two kind of counteract each other a bit, Solanke and Mazraoui. But other than that, I don't think it looks massively different. Obviously, I'm missing triple Arsenal, but if I don't know, I just think Saka or Salah, I think I probably would still, especially without Ødegaard, I think I probably would still choose Salah. So yeah, I'm debating doing this, having a differential captain. It could go horribly wrong, probably will go horribly wrong. Haaland will probably get a hat trick and Salah will probably blank. But I don't know. I'm tempted to do that. And then I could even wildcard in game week 7. But I don't know. I could just do that. I could get a -4, have Saka, have Mbeumo, and then realistically, it doesn't even look that different. So that's game week 7. I mean, I need to get rid of Szoboszlai, don't I? So I'd have 8.9 then to spend on a midfielder. So I could get anyone, couldn't I? I could get anyone from this. I could potentially just do the sideways move and get Luis Diaz. But I still think with Champions League and that, I think Gakpo is definitely a bit of a risk to Diaz's minutes. So I'm not sure if I'd even like Diaz. That's the thing. I don't really know who else I'd choose. There's not that many standout, picks. So yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm kind of thinking. I'm kind of thinking stick with no wildcard for now. I mean, that was good. I think that was good. Isak to Havertz. Obviously, I'm missing out Saka, but yeah, I still don't think I'm missing out massively. I can get Mbeumo in the next week, and I can get Saka in the next week, and then I've got my triple Arsenal, and I've got Mbeumo for a -4. So to be fair, I could even, if I'm really, I could potentially swap the keeper instead. But no, I quite like it. So let me know what you think in the comments. Should I wildcard? Should I captain Salah? What would you do? But anyway, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did find it useful, please do drop a like. Please hit subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you again after the deadline. I will put on my socials just what I do, but I think, providing no injuries, I will do Isak to Havertz. So it'll just be 2 free transfers done. But yeah, best of luck, and I'll catch you again next time. Cheers.